Hello there. Advisors to the German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, have said that the UK should stay in the European Union until the end of 2020. The so-called Five Wise Men, the economists who form the German Council of Economic Experts, told the German Chancellor that it would be sensible for the UK to delay leaving the EU until the end of 2020. This would be achieved, they said, by a one-off extension of the current negotiating period. They do point out, though, that the UK would first have to request the negotiations be extended, and then all the other 27 remaining states in the EU would have to agree on a unanimous basis to that extension. Can you imagine them all horse trading amongst themselves to get the most out of any extension, and then all agreeing? Talk about a soap opera. If preventing Brexit is not possible, the Five Wise Men said, the objective of the negotiations should be to conclude a follow-up agreement that minimises damage from both sides. It is likely more time will be needed to negotiate this kind of agreement. They then went on to say, conversely, the possibility of the UK staying in the EU can't be completely excluded. Obviously forgetting that Article 50 does not allow for such a thing. Now give me a moment. For whose benefit do these people work? For the UK? The EU even? No, for Germany. Their comments are entirely aimed at getting the best thing for their own economy. And a thought, if they're saying this sort of thing in public, what do their secret Brexit dossiers say about the impact of the UK exit on the German economy? A report in the Telegraph says that the EU will shake the tree and force UK businesses to relocate to the EU unless we give in to their demands to pay a Brexit divorce bill of about €60 billion, or about £53 billion. So let's get this straight. If we don't toe their line, they are somehow going to order businesses currently located in the UK to spend huge amounts of money to relocate to the EU, where they will then have to compete with all the other businesses already operating there in a relatively closed market. Then, if they want to keep selling into the huge UK customer base, they will have to factor in the potential for extra costs of tariffs. Now that sounds clever, doesn't it? And I wonder where all those companies will go. Greece maybe? Or how about Catalonia? And now get this. The EU Commission has said that the Eurozone will power ahead and has also slashed its own projections for the UK GDP growth for 2017 from 1.8% to 1.5%. Talk about car salesman tactics. And to cap it all, a senior advisor to Jean-Claude Juncker has said that celebrities must be recruited to push the EU agenda to the masses, and also that European studies must be taught to children in primary school. In his public relations report called Reaching Out to EU Citizens, Seizing the Opportunity, Luc van den Brand said, the EU needs to redouble its efforts to earn renewed legitimacy in the eyes of the European electorate. Now, call me old-fashioned, but that sounds very much like brainwashing to me. I wonder if Kim Jong-un is taking notes on how to properly control the masses. He could do with some tips in that direction. Message to the EU. Why not try reforming into a true trading bloc and leave nation-states to get on with running their own affairs? Then maybe you might get more support and maybe some legitimacy too. Ian Duncan-Smith has put a rocket up the EU backside after the Times reported that the EU may be preparing for Theresa May to be replaced in the next month or so. Possibly by someone who will make their Christmas wishes come true by giving them a signed open cheque. Speaking on the Today programme, IDS hit back by saying, the fact is, I think it is a bit rich of them to speak about this when you look. The Dutch government after month has only just managed to find its own feet. It hadn't formed a government. Germany still doesn't have an official government. You have chaos in Italy, elections coming up, real problems over there with their banks. In Spain, pretty much arrests taking place on a daily basis of people who want to split the country apart. I think it's a bit rich of the EU. And I do agree with IDS. When you scan across the EU, it looks more like a series of accidents waiting to happen rather than a cohesive superstate in waiting. Well, what are your thoughts on all that? Please leave a comment below. Thank you. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.